FC Bayern Munich will host Arsenal of London right here at the Allianz Arena for their second leg of their Champions League draw. Now, a lot has been said and written. Perhaps Bayern are the best team in Europe at the moment. We had a chance to ask both coaches, Jupp Heynckes of Bayern and Arsene Wenger of Arsenal, and team captain Philipp Lahm. Are Bayern the best team in Europe, and what will it take for them to be the best team in Europe?
My team doesn't listen to the hype that we are the best team. In Europe, there are a lot of teams that play at the top level from match day to match day. In my opinion, my team has shown from the beginning a lot of humility and modesty to keep going on our way and not let all those other things influence us. Anything can happen in football. Teams have to work before they can claim success as the best. It's not an issue for us what the press writes. We know how good we are. We've shown that over the past months. We all know that. We've built up our confidence up during that time. But we also know that we have to bring it every match. We saw it against Düsseldorf last weekend, the weekend before that at Offenheim. Not everything goes as planned. We have to work each day in practice.
How important is it, seeing your experience, how important is it that you have to win the title to be considered in history as we look back maybe 5 years? This is the best team.
Well, it is important to win the title, but it is a big battle. As I told you, in the last 5 years you had Barcelona was the dominating team. In the last 9 years, I think we played 3 times Barcelona, 1 time Milan, 1 time Bayern, and so we played always Barcelona when they were at their best, and we were close to it. We lost 1 time in the final against them, so we just have to keep going. I think a big club is to be always present at the top, and that's what 1 year will go for you, like it went for Chelsea last year. So we have to keep going and keep going with belief. And our belief will never be better tested than tomorrow night. It's good to show that we have the mental qualities to play at that level. It's good to show that we are ready for that fight. It is a team who has the certainty. They had the same quality last year for me. They had less certainty because the history of the team during the season was not as dominant, and the fact that they dominate so much the championship gives everybody a bit more mental strength and the whole team a bit more charisma. The doubt isn't there at all, and that's the change with last season.
We've heard from the coaches, and now let's hear from an expert, Nick Collins from Sky Sports in England. Nick, we heard the coaches talk about Bayern being considered one of the best teams in Europe. In your opinion, you see many of those teams, especially coming out of England. What does a team have to do to be considered a best team in Europe?
Well, first and foremost, I think they do have to win the Champions League. Arsenal have come close in the past before, and it's often been said they might be one of the most attractive teams in Europe, but you can't really say you're the best in Europe, I don't think, until you've actually won the Champions League, and I think that's why it's so competitive. I know there's a lot of talk about Bayern being the best team in Europe at the moment, and probably on form they are. I mean, their league record is absolutely fantastic. But I think they would feel more comfortable with that particular title if they had won the Champions League rather than having come close twice in the last 3 seasons. If they win the Champions League at Wembley in May and they continue in the form that they are, then you probably could say they are the best team in Europe. But I do feel there's got to be a bit of silverware at the end if you want to lay claim to that title.
Bayern have an advantage going into the second leg. They won the first match at the Emirates 3-1. So before they can even talk about being the best team in Europe, they definitely have to get past Arsenal and hopefully to the final in Wembley. From Allianz Arena in Munich, Salman Mita, Sport Eagle TV.